What is up, peeps? Hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Man, these last few days have been absolute madness, haven't they? Where do you guys all stand on this? You guys can leave a comment down below as the madness does continue. Dr. Disrespect first going live to defend Nickmercs, but more importantly, want to cover more of his whole rant and the points he has made in defense of Nickmercs, and also calling out Call of Duty and their PR team for the decisions around the creator and removing his bundle. At the point of me recording, they have now, per TimTheTatman's request, also removed his bundle and skin from the game. But at first he just says, wow, this whole decision has blown his mind.
If you don't know the news, yesterday, it just blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. That Call of Duty, Activision made the decision to pull Nickmercs' skin and bundle off the game. You know, champs, I mean, just imagine. I mean, he's one of us. He's one of us streamers, right? I mean, to get your own skin and bundle and that whole collaboration on the biggest shooter franchise out there and be one of the first to do it in Call of Duty, that's such a massive accomplishment, you know? And he worked hard, years and years, built a nice community. He's a great representation of a streamer gaming, you know? And just like that, he made it, got it in there, and they pulled it down. That's a fucking tough one, man. That's a tough one. For what again?
And then one of the clips that I'm sure you guys have seen, we're talking about hundreds of millions of people, at least view-wise, have now seen this particular clip where Doc goes on to uninstall Call of Duty and also says that Call of Duty must apologize to Nickmercs or reinstate his bundle, or Doc will not be playing Call of Duty again.
So what we gotta do is uninstall the game, number one. I mean, don't get a mistake, this year's Call of Duty is the worst in its franchise. But that decision by COD's PR marketing team, I'll tell you right now, man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one to digest for the two-time. I feel like, A, they either need to apologize publicly to him or reinstate his bundle in order for me to consider playing Call of Duty again. That's where I'm at. We just don't. That's a tough one. That's embarrassing. Holy shit.
And something he kind of reiterates a couple times on stream is he typically tries to stay out of politics. And on that point, I would agree for myself. If you guys have been online the past 3 days, this goes for both sides, by the way. The comments that I have seen on both sides, some of them are absolutely absurd. It's like we forget people are humans. I mean, there are extremes on both sides where there is a lot of hate out there, and it's just unbelievable. Doc saying he's staying out of politics here, but also reiterates that he is siding with Nick in all of this and trying to show his support for his friend.
It's one thing. See, that's one thing. The two-time, hey, I'll talk awards. We'll talk sports. Certainly red carpet premieres and feet on the floor tickets. These are the topics we'll talk about. One thing we just don't talk about is politics. Because you know these people online, it's just so extreme one way, it's extreme way the other way. We don't get into it. We don't have time. We're here to put on a show, you know? But Activision, man, come on. Call of Duty, we can do better. What happened to the times of there was like 5 categories on a streaming platform. It was first-person shooter games, role-playing games, shit, you know what? It would be interesting to see what were the original categories on a streaming platform. Like what were the 3 or 4 or 5? You know? And it was just really about that. Go check out how many categories we have to get so defined now. It's like, what are we doing, man? Let's just get online and have fun. Anyways, that's my big announcement. Call of Duty, it's off the machine. So I don't want to get into this whole like reading donations or chat messages or whatnot. I just expressed my support for Nick.
And then very lastly, obviously talking about Midnight Society a little bit, giving that a shout, and we'll see how that game progresses. Now with Doc very heavily in the news yet again for his remarks made about Nickmercs. In his defense, that blew up almost just as much as the Nick stuff. And then of course TimTheTatman, also similar statements defending Nick as he requested his skin get removed. It's been just something else, guy. I've never seen anything like this.
Nickmercs one of us, yeah. Like I said, he's one of us. He's to get his skin in Call of Duty, a big IP like that. That's a massive accomplishment for him and a fantastic thing for the community. And to pull that down based off what he said, God. Oh, holy shit, Activision. I think this is a good time maybe to even just talk. Hey, listen. At Midnight Society, it's going to be about making games and making fun games. And fun content. Getting a little old school. You know? Going back. There's got to be a lot of people in some of those studios that are just like, they got all this experience and they're just kind of, you know, you sort of, right? And you got all this knowledge and experience and comfort within your craft. Listen, Midnight Society.
And after Doc spoke up, then of course we've already covered Tim several times in his channel. I was surprised at first when he gave his first response. You know, he was going to maybe tread lightly, and then the next day just coming back and removing his skin. I have no idea at this point what's going to be next on this story because I didn't expect any of this to happen and blow up the way it did. I know there's a lot of different opinions out there. There's also a lot of controversial takes and heavy takes and people firing at both sides. It's been real disheartening to see. You know, I feel like there's almost like nobody in the middle who can also understand a little bit of both sides. And then if you say that, then you're a target of either one side or the other. Or if you stand on one side, you're a target of the other side. It's like I've never seen a community so divided on a singular topic or debate like this one. And certainly has made national news. I've never seen anything like this. That was Doc's full rant. What do you guys think about it? I'm going to eat this pretty soon here. But then I'll see you back here for the next video. All right? Till next time, take care.